For months, Voyager 1, a spacecraft older than the Internet itself, had fallen silent. 15 billion miles from Earth, it drifted through the unlit gulf between the stars. No signal, no heartbeat, only silence. A silence so vast and absolute it felt as if the universe itself had drawn a curtain across our connection. Scientists feared the worst. After nearly half a century of flight, perhaps humanity's farthest explorer had finally surrendered to the dark. But then, just as hope began to fade, a whisper returned. Not a routine update, not a systems check, something stranger. What Voyager 1 sent back cracked open a belief we had always clung to, that the space beyond the sun was empty. Because what Voyager found was not void. It was movement, pressure, structure. It had reached the other side, and what it discovered there defied everything we thought we knew about interstellar space. When Voyager crossed the heliopause in 2012, it officially left the sun's protective bubble, entering true interstellar space, the first human-made object ever to do so. Many assumed it would drift forever into stillness, a lonely traveler gliding through eternal night. But in April 2024, after months of broken transmissions, Voyager came back online, and what it began sending shook the foundation of astrophysics. Out there, beyond the heliopause, space isn't quiet. It hums. A low-frequency oscillation, steady, rhythmic, fills the void like the heartbeat of something vast and alive. Voyager's plasma wave detector recorded an ambient vibration rippling through the interstellar medium. But the hum wasn't alone. The spacecraft detected sudden spikes in plasma density, bursts of pressure, like the shockwaves left behind by ancient supernovae. It was as if Voyager were sailing through cosmic memory, moving through layers of space shaped by the deaths of stars that exploded long before Earth even existed. Interstellar space, once imagined as an empty corridor, revealed itself as an ocean, swirling, dense, alive with invisible currents and echoes. And Voyager, our tiny golden sailboat, was navigating those unseen waters. As it drifted deeper, its instruments began to assemble a portrait no telescope could ever capture, a three-dimensional landscape hidden within the dark. Voyager's magnetometer recorded a violent twist, a misalignment where the galactic magnetic field clashed with the sun's own magnetic boundary. It wasn't random turbulence but a repeating structure. Something extraordinary, a hint that the Milky Way itself might possess a kind of magnetic skeleton. Vast filaments of force threading through the galaxy, shaping where matter gathers, where stars ignite, and where radiation flows like invisible rivers. Voyager had crossed one of those thresholds, a surge of high-energy particles streaming in from distant black holes and ancient supernova remnants, slamming into the probe with unimaginable intensity. This wasn't a gentle transition. It was abrupt, sharp, like stepping off a cliff into the unknown. For decades, scientists assumed the heliosphere faded gradually into interstellar space. Voyager proved them wrong. It isn't a shoreline. It's a wall. And beyond that wall, the rules change. By late 2023, many thought the mission was finished. Its signals garbled, its instruments unresponsive, its memory corrupted. But NASA's engineers refused to surrender. They traced the issue to a single failing memory chip, likely struck by a cosmic ray, one of the very phenomena Voyager was built to study. And from across 15 billion miles, they attempted the impossible, to perform brain surgery on a spacecraft they could not touch. Using commands that took nearly a full day to travel each way, they rewired its ancient systems, rerouting critical functions into backup memory designed in the 1970s. It was an act of precision and faith, a conversation with a machine older than most of its caretakers. And it worked. One by one, Voyager's instruments flickered back to life. Engineering data first. Then the magnetometer. then the plasma wave detector, and finally, the cosmic ray sensors. Each reawakening brought back more than readings. It brought back the voice of the farthest human creation still. It was revelation. Numbers, waveforms, frequencies, the quiet language of a universe we were only beginning to understand. Voyager wasn't merely restored. It was reborn. And with that rebirth came a new era of discovery. Its instruments revealed a kind of blueprint, a living, breathing map of interstellar space. Scientists are now using that data to chart what could become humanity's first galactic navigation system. Not for traveling between planets, but between radiation zones, plasma clouds, and magnetic boundaries, corridors invisible to the eye but carved into the structure of space itself. Voyager has already crossed through at least 2 interstellar cloudlets, vast, drifting regions of denser gas and plasma, like invisible fog banks moving through the galactic sea. Each crossing revealed something new, different temperatures, magnetic patterns, and energy signatures. Every boundary was like stepping between continents, each with its own weather, pressure, and rhythm. And that's the astonishing truth. There is weather out there. Not clouds and storms as we know them, but interstellar weather, currents of charged particles, eddies of plasma, and tides of magnetism rolling through space like the breath of the galaxy itself. Each time Voyager's sensors detect a change, a flicker in plasma density, a rise in temperature, a new pulse in the background hum, it reminds us that even the darkest void is alive with motion. Space, we now know, isn't silent. It sings. Voyager hears a continuous low-frequency tone, a vibration so faint and steady it feels more like a pulse than a sound. It fluctuates as the spacecraft moves, as though it's entering new regions of this invisible ocean, each one with its own vibration, its own voice. These are not radio signals or artificial transmissions. They are the raw oscillations of interstellar plasma, the very sound of the galaxy breathing. Some scientists call it background noise. Others, more poetic, call it the voice of the Milky Way. Whatever it is, Voyager is part of it now. Through its signal, we too are listening, connected to something vast, ancient, and unending. The data Voyager sends home has transformed how we see the universe. Space is no longer a blank expanse dotted with distant stars. It's a terrain, a living landscape with ridges and valleys made not of rock, but of radiation, pressure, and magnetism. Every spike in cosmic ray intensity, every subtle change in plasma density, every shift in magnetic direction, these are landmarks, the coordinates of a world that cannot be seen, only felt through instruments and interpreted by human curiosity. Voyager is our cartographer of the invisible, drawing the first outlines of this unseen terrain. Its findings are already inspiring a new generation of astrophysicists, who dream of future missions that will follow its path, ships designed not to orbit worlds, but to sail the interstellar sea itself. And what they may find could reshape our understanding of how galaxies live and breathe. Those filaments of magnetism Voyager has detected could be the veins through which galaxies form stars, the hidden architecture guiding matter into suns, planets, and, eventually, life. What began as a mission of exploration has become a study of existence itself. Voyager wasn't built to find life, but what it's revealing feels almost alive, a universe with a pulse, a rhythm, a presence that refuses to be silent. Its sensors read structure, not emptiness, movement, not stillness, energy, not void. It is mapping not only where we are, but what we are a part of. We once believed ourselves isolated, orbiting a small star in an endless nothing. But Voyager's journey tells another story, that our solar system is no island, but a cradle floating in a sea of memory and motion, sculpted by the ghosts of stars long dead. Every pulse it hears, every fluctuation it records, is a whisper from those ancient stars, a message echoing across millions of years. Voyager's discoveries remind us that we were never meant to stop at the edge of our solar system. We were meant to go further, to listen deeper, to learn that space is not an absence, but a presence, alive and waiting to be understood. 15 billion miles away, our golden-plated messenger still drifts. Still listens. Still whispers home. And maybe, just maybe, through that faint signal, the universe is whispering back. Because out there, beyond everything we've mapped and imagined, Voyager 1 is proving a truth greater than distance. The final frontier was never how far we could go. It was how deeply we could understand. This is our channel. Stay curious, because the next signal might change everything we think we know about what lies beyond the sun.